From not being the Diamond's first victory against the highlight to the fact that he's just, without a doubt, better than his opponent, here's why Dustin Poirier will destroy Justin Gaethje at UFC 291. I want to kick things off by saying this isn't the first time Dustin's won against Justin. The upcoming main event of UFC 291 in June will be a rematch for the coveted BMF title between lightweight rivals, and it's gonna be one heck of a bout. In their first fight, Poirier knocked out Gaethje in the 4th round to win, and let's be real, Justin's pretty brave for trying to win again after losing that badly. But I get it. Both fighters recently just won big fights against tough opponents, and they both want to try for the lightweight title. Sure, they're both super good and are known for their striking abilities, but Poirier's known as one of the best strikers, if not the best, in the UFC, while Gaethje's got incredible power that could make life difficult for Poirier. Everyone's split over who's got a better chance of winning, and as this fight gets closer and closer, predictions so far seem to favor Poirier beating Gaethje again. I mean, Poirier absolutely wrecked him in 2018's Fight of the Year. Back then, Justin was ranked number 6 in the 155-pound division, while Poirier was ranked number 5. The fight had everything it needed to be exciting. Gaethje had managed 18 wins in his pro MMA career at that time. Poirier, who was a good striker, was excited about the chance to fight the former World Series of Fighting lightweight king toe-to-toe. In the first round, he kept up a fast pace, and he hit combos. He cut the highlight under his right eye with his jab, while Gaethje used strong leg kicks to attack his opponent's lead leg. Gaethje put pressure on Poirier in the second round by continuing to kick his legs. Poirier kept coming at Gaethje with a lot of attacks, but Gaethje hurt him in the clinch along the cage. At the end of the round, the fight had changed direction and Poirier's right eye was bleeding from a cut. When the 4th round started, both men were tired. Early in the round, Poirier hit Gaethje with a hard left hand that rocked him. That's when Gaethje waved for Poirier to come forward, and he did as he was told. He tried to get to the end, but Gaethje was having trouble keeping his balance. Gaethje shot back, but he was still getting hit. He was finally knocked out by a right hand, and the fight was over. Sure, Gaethje might have lost badly, but he's far from weak. A lot of people think Justin's one of the most entertaining athletes in the UFC. People look up to the highlight because he fights dangerously. He's got a great record of 24 wins and 4 losses in MMA as a pro. 19 of his 24 wins have been by knockout or technical knockout, 1 by defeat and 4 by decision. In a recent interview with the Schmo, UFC featherweight title challenger and MMA fan favorite Brian Ortega talked about how much he respects Justin. Here, just take a look at what he said about the guy. "You have fighters and gladiators, right? He's a fighter." Gaethje has some of the best wrestling accomplishments in the UFC's lightweight division. He won 2 Arizona State high school wrestling titles and was an NCAA Division I All-American. Even though he comes from a long line of great wrestlers, he rarely goes for takedowns. Instead, he fights in a fun way while standing up. He's known for his powerful punches and leg kicks that can knock someone out. Gaethje's coach Trevor Whitman mentioned that his style changed after he lost to Alvarez and Poirier back-to-back. Whitman claimed that even though he's still a pressure fighter, he now takes fewer chances and is more careful about when to trade punches. It's hard to tell how much he's actually changed, but that's why some pros are predicting Justin possibly coming out on top, mainly because he's got more experience now and a bone to pick with Poirier. Jalen Turner, another UFC lightweight, also chimed in on the matchup. He said he's leaning more towards Justin because he believes the highlights learned from his past fights, and because Justin did pretty well in his last fight against Fiziev. The UFC 286 co-main event showed that Justin Gaethje still has a lot of fight left in him. Justin made sure that he kept his status as one of the most violent fighters in the promotion. To meet his goal of winning the UFC lightweight title, he made sure to beat Rafael Fiziev, who was on the rise. The 3-round fight was an all-out war. Gaethje used high kicks and jabs to try to break his opponent's confidence. The two did, in fact, manage to blow the roof off of London's O2 Arena. Gaethje's pretty sure that he'll get another chance to fight for the title if he wins. But if we look at the facts, the highlight lost the last 2 times he had a chance to win the title, and there's no way of knowing if he'll emerge victorious this time. But after his last bout, everyone is hyped to see how this fight plays out. Twitter was blowing up with all kinds of predictions, with some convinced that Justin doesn't stand a chance, and others claiming the loser will have to retire because it'll be a major fight. Now, I don't know about retiring, But MMA fighters who have experience fighting both the diamond and the highlight, like former UFC lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez, know that Dustin's the best fighter overall in terms of skill. Because let's be real, Poirier can really hold his own. The diamond's a beast when it comes to toe-to-toe battles that leaves his opponents gasping for air. Let's start by looking at his striking ability. He's got power in both hands, durability for days, and a never-ending gas tank. First things first, Poirier loves to fight from the southpaw stance. Now, if his opponent's right-handed, this means he'll be blocking their lead hand with his own lead hand, and then unleashing a lightning-fast cross right to the chin. It's a devastating punch that can turn the lights out in an instant. But Poirier doesn't stop there. No! His movement and footwork have evolved over time. He's now able to throw that cross without changing his stance, and he can move with his punches to create more power and accuracy. In the past, he used to switch to the orthodox stance when moving to his left, which made him a bit predictable. But now, he's mixing it up and keeping his opponents guessing. When he fought Joe Duffy, he had to get creative. He started lunging with his left cross, using it to grab a single collar tie, and then unleashed right hooks and uppercuts. It was a rough strategy that played right into Poirier's strengths. Now here's the cool part. Poirier can throw bombs from either stance, and with either hand, it's like he's got a toolbox of destruction. When he's on his back foot, watch out for his cross and check right hook. They're absolute bricks that can send his opponents reeling. And when he switches to orthodox, his overhand right becomes a serious weapon, while his left hand loves to jab opponents right in the nose. Ouch! And let's not forget about his amazing grappling skills. You get the idea, he's definitely the best fighter overall. Even if Gaethje's improving, Poirier's still the current #2 UFC lightweight and #7 pound-for-pound fighter with a professional MMA record of 28 wins, 7 losses, and 1 no contest. Plus, he's recently coming off a win against Michael Chandler at UFC 281. Just look at how the fight went down to understand how truly skilled Dustin Poirier is, because he definitely is a great fighter. At UFC 281, Dustin Poirier put Michael Chandler to sleep with a rear naked choke in the 3rd round of their fast-paced lightweight fight. Both had their moments of dominating the fight, while standing up and on the ground. Chandler took Poirier down in the 1st round and threw a lot of punches at him, but Poirier was the aggressor at the end of the round and almost put Chandler out against the fence. His upper lip was cut, which made his face turn red quickly. In the 2nd round, Chandler again took Poirier down with his better wrestling skills and hit him hard while they were both on the ground. He won the round. In the 3rd round, Chandler again knocked Poirier down with a strong slam, but Poirier turned it around and landed on top. During the fight on the ground, he then put his arm in for a choke. Both fighters were placed in the top 5 for the 155-pound division, so the fight was very important. Dana White said that he thought the fight would be interesting and that it would win the $50,000 Fight of the Night bonus. That's when everyone knew that Poirier's next shot will be at a title fight, and he'll probably win. Well, there you have it. From the Diamond being the better fighter to how this isn't his first time winning against the highlight, that's everything on why Dustin Poirier will destroy Justin Gaethje again at UFC 291.